Well, welcome back to the Tennessee Frugal Craftsman. I have got to build some scaffolding that is going to get me up to the roof line up there. And you can see here what I've got so far. This is what I've been working off. And the key here is getting on this middle support, getting it on something solid. So I'm right on the retaining wall here, and you'll notice I'm actually doing kind of a T where I've got a 2x4, rough 2x4 this way, a rough 2x4 the other way, and I've screwed it in up to my main support. And then the main support is actually propped on top of that 2x4, not nailed to it, but propped and screwed to that 2x4, and that the T part is underneath of it. There and there, I've come down, setting on the deck. So now I've got to build on up. From that point, I've got to go up another probably 6 or 8 feet so I can get up to the roof line up there. So that is what I'm working on this afternoon for the first bit. I don't know how long it's going to take me. As far as my actual scaffolding, that's all stabilized on each side. That one's up 3 lifts. I think I'm up almost tall enough. I might have to go one more lift there. Definitely got to go up another lift or more on this side so I can do the cross thing again, because that's taking 16 foot planks across, so obviously that's why you need that intermediate support. So I'm going to start by putting the scaffolding up another lift and getting it up to the level where I can come across. So I will bring you along for a little bit of that. Alright, I had the camera set up, but it's taken so long to set this up that I think I'm going to do this more piecemeal, this video. What I've done, whether you can see, I put a fourth lift up here on this section. I put a third lift up here because the ground drops off from one side to the other. I have already got double planks up there that I'm running these planks across, and double planks over there. I've got those up and adjusted. Now I'm bringing up the 16 footers to come across, and I've got to put a support across and kind of reinforce this section. But that'll give me enough height up there to actually reach underneath the eaves and whatnot, and I'll do the roofing from up over the side. I'll climb up and work on it that way. And so I'm not going to try to get the scaffolding all the way up there, at least not right at the moment. My next main thing is to build the beam up across on those two, on the three main posts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another 16 footer up here. Then I'm going to put that intermediate support like I did here across and attach it to the center post, and the center post on that upper deck. And so I'm going to do that right now, and I'll be back. Okay, we're up on the second deck, right next to the roof line. I wanted to show you what I have, what I've built before I was filming from down there. So I have my planking, double wide planking on 3 lifts of scaffolding on this side. So you can kind of look down. I got 3 lifts coming up here. I'm right at the very top, and I've got this scaffolding, these planks running over here, so I can pick up this 16 footer that's running straight across through over to that scaffolding. So this scaffolding here, I've got double wide planks. I'm at 4 lifts here because I'm down there so far, but I'm not all the way up on the 4th lift. As you can see, I'm only up on the first rung. And that was to kind of level up across to that side there because the ground down below is unlevel. Then I continued my supports, my T-supports all the way up underneath of this. And then I just attached a temporary, this is just a handrail across here, braced back down to my scaffolding planks on each end. And this allows me full access to walk around here like I had down below on that set. And I'm right here at the level, at my eave level, where I can work right at my chest height. And this is going to be my next step, is actually to put the beams in across here. But the scaffolding is now complete. I'm very comfortable on this. Some may, struggle with what I have here, but when you have double wide planks and you're this close to the end support, that would take tons of weight to break that plank. Plus, I've actually got these 2x10s reinforced with the 2x4 on their edge, underneath right in the middle of this plank here. Kind of like this, what I'm doing is what I have here. This is what I do with all of my store-bought planks, because everything else that I have, these are 1 3/4 rough sawn, and they're a lot sturdier than these store-bought planks that are only 1.5 inches thick. And I've had these break before in the middle. And so once I started putting the 2x4 underneath of them, and you can see going along and screwing down through your planks with 3 to 3.5 inch screws about every 8 inches or so. What that does is it makes that store-bought plank rigid almost to the strength of a 3-inch thick plank. And so just FYI, if you are using scaffolding planks, don't the ones bought from the store, and I mean, if you're using aluminum, that's fine, but most people can't afford that, so they don't have that access. And so planks will work fine as long as you reinforce them underneath. And so I don't go any more usually than 8 feet, 6-8 feet before I have some type of an intermediate support. And since I've done that, I've never had a plank break. And so now I can work around. I've even got scaffolding over this way, so I can, if I need to do anything with the eave, it's ready to go. So I've got all my scaffolding up here, ready to work. I've taken every safety precaution that I can at this point, barring putting handrails across here, but I got to be able to access to get material up here. And this side here, I'm not working on that much at this point. So let's go. Let's put some of the beams up here. I'll see if I can get you set up. Bring you along for that. I'll be back. Okay, I don't know whether you noticed what I was doing there. I was trying to get that clamp down. It had a little bit of a crown up. Now normally I would put the crown up this way, but on that short of a span, I figured 1/8 of an inch wasn't too bad, but it actually turned out to be a little bit more. But it's nice and straight down across there now. So I can now fit the pieces in between, and then the outside piece. Okay, I've got this last one ready to go on. I'm going to put them all up and then clamp them together and nail from both sides. But you'll notice right there in the middle what I did with this post is I extended up past that post. That's 2 inch by 1.75 inches, or two, I guess it's about 2 1/8. And I extended it up, and that's what's tying this to that beam. In the same way over there, I'll come up here close to show you. What I'm doing is this will be the finished edge. And so I'm just screwing in through, attaching this, and my rafters will come down over it, and then my trim will come across like this. So it'll tie or cover all of that. But at least my end is now, you're not seeing the raw edge of the beam, plus it protects it from the weather better. This is going to be all underneath the eave anyway. You'll see that in a later video. But that is key to locking that post and that beam together, so nothing moves. So I'm ready now to put up that other piece, clamp it together, and start nailing it up with the air nailer. All right, we have got one solid beam. It's nice and straight, level, attached in, 8 screws in this end. It's going to be all tied in as well with the rafters. I kept this just down below it a bit, about 1/8 of an inch. Coming from the other end, and it's nailed nice and sandwiched together. Now that's no question, that's overkill for this little roof. It's only an 8-foot roof, but it's a low slope roof. It's probably about like a 212 pitch down. And so I wanted to make sure that nothing moves over time. And so that is more than enough to do what it's going to do. So my next thing is to lay out a rafter and get this tied back to the house. So I'll get that ready and I'll bring you back for it. All right, it's approaching the end of the day here. It's getting a little dusky, even though it doesn't look this way on the camera. Took me a while. I had to box in this eave here to get it ready for soffit, so I could actually bring this rafter in. Now the rafter itself is joining in, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my soffit right along here underneath the square soffit for the breathing of all of my attic up here. But my finished material coming this way will come up and butt into the soffit running this way. So it's coming up and then the soffit's running that way. See that when we get it done. But I've got about a 2.5 12 pitch. It's not, again, not ideal, but it's just a small shed roof just to shed some water. And I'm going to step back here. So we've got each end set, so now I can just start setting the rafters in. Then I'll trim everything off. I think I'm going to go ahead and put a probably about a 1 foot or so overhang on this, because this is about 14 feet. My sheets of OSB are 8s, so instead of just cutting them off, I'll make it so the OSB will actually work on here. We can get pretty much a full 16, and that'll give me a little bit of protection on my deck below. So yeah, this is kind of what it's going to look like. The roofing will go, and I didn't nail along the edge of that roofing. I kept the nails back up there about 12 inches, so I can slide my roll roofing and my shingles right up underneath of that. So once I get this on, I can go up and finish the chimney. But that's for another day. I think I'm going to call it a day, at least out here. And as you can see, it's coming along. I am happy with the way that's going to turn out. So I had to put the level and put the board across here, because like I said, the thinking is to bring this soffit right through flat, right across there, and then just bump into it, because I'm going to use a tongue and groove underneath here. But I think it's going to be strong enough. I definitely think it's going to be strong enough. Appreciate you joining me today. Sorry it's been a while since I posted. It's been just a lot of craziness going on here as far as small work and stuff I'm working at night, and planing lumber. I had to plane out all of this lumber that I was using, at least the 2x6. This was stuff that I had milled later in the summer, someone had given me, and I knew I was going to be a little bit short, so that's what I'm using here. So anyway, I will try to bring you along for a little bit more of this roofing next time, but until then, as always, you have a great day.